going on, guys? Derrick here at Superbike. Welcome to my channel. This is part 6 of my wreck bike rebuild video series sponsored by Bellissimoto. We're just going to jump right into it today. Right now I'm rewiring the wiring harness for the subframe, and I'm putting the under tray on. So right now I'm getting some blue Loctite, and I'm putting it on the screws that hold the under tray in place. Don't want anything to rattle out. So while I'm doing this, you guys can't see it right now, but I've removed the tape that I put on my K&L lift. If you follow this channel at all, you'll know that I ran into some problems with my new K&L MC 615R lift with the paint. It's literally chipping and falling off and flaking off on the panels. And I had some issues with it, and initially what their solution was they're just gonna send me some touch-up paint. I made a video, and surprise, surprise, I got a call back pretty quickly. Now, while they did offer to replace the lift, but they said it would chip as well, so I didn't see any point in doing that. But they did make it right in a satisfactory manner, for me anyway. So the tape is off the lift. K&L and I are in a good place again. Like I said before, the lift is fantastic. Parts-wise, engineering-wise, functionality. The lift is awesome. No problems with it whatsoever. And in my last video, I said this wasn't an attempt to slam K&L in any way. You guys know that, I try to give honest and open opinion about the products that I use, good, bad, or indifferent. If it's great, I'm going to tell you it's great. If I have problems, I'm going to tell you what those problems are. And I'm also going to tell you how the manufacturer or the vendor goes about resolving those. It wasn't an attempt to get a new lift or anything like that. But I don't think it would be right of me to kiss and tell, so to speak. So I'm not going to tell you what they offered me to make it right, but rest assured it's better than touch-up paint. All right, so the tray is back on here. Now what I'm not doing, I'm not putting on the compartment latch, because the tail section that I ordered is a solo tail section, so there's no passenger seat at all, so there's really makes no sense to even put that back on here. So I'm not going to put that back on here, but I do need to secure up the latch for the driver's seat. starting to get hot, so I have the garage door open while I can. But I got a feeling I'm going to close it here in a minute. One of the problems I run into quite a bit here, because it gets so hot in this garage, is that all my zip ties get brittle in the heat. And it's just a pain in the ass trying to keep them in the house. All right, guys, so the wiring harness is all in place, zip tied, the battery is in, although I haven't connected it or anything like that. So now we're going to put on my Botus exhaust. Tight. Just loosely fit those right now. Exhaust is on, tail section is on. Let's move on to the next thing. So real quick, before we move on to the next thing, I want to let you guys know that my Scorpion battery, here is the, I don't know, the one that was in the bike. My Scorpion battery is ever so slightly wider from here to here. So what I had to do is, in the battery tray there are these rubber stoppers or whatever to hold the battery in place. I removed the two in the front. So I just have the two in the rear, and there are no two in the front. That way, when I put this bracket on, it's not sitting on the battery. With those two rubber stoppers in place, this was actually sitting on the battery and creating some pressure, and I wasn't okay with that. So I took the two front out, so FYI. I'm going to install said bracket, more blue Loctite. All right. Now we can move on. Okay, guys, so the next mini project here we have on the bike is we are going to be replacing the clutch slave cylinder. I got my awesome new CNC Racing slave cylinder, anodized red from Bellissimoto, and we are going to be installing this puppy today. Fairly simple. If you have stock hardware, then all of these will be 8 mil. Mine was missing a bolt, so two are 8 mil, one is 10 mil. I'm gonna have to get a factory one here at some other point, I don't know. And then you'll need a 12 millimeter crescent wrench. So let me zoom you guys in here. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, you're gonna get some shop rags because you are definitely going to lose some fluid here. All right, guys, so we ran into a little bit of a problem. The threads on, I believe this is an OEM banjo bolt, are not the same as the threads on my CNC Racing clutch slave cylinder. So the threads on the stock banjo bolt are 10 by 1.0. The threads on the CNC Racing slave cylinder are 10 by 125. So this won't go into there. So I'm going to still install this, but I've already drained the clutch slave cylinder reservoir. I'm still going to install this, and I'm going to check around and see if I can find a banjo bolt that will work. And I'm going to remove this. So again, for you, all of these bolts should be 8 mil, but it seems the previous owner either lost one during the wreck or just lost one in general. I don't know, but I put one in here and it's 10 mil. Not the end of the world. I'm probably going to replace all of these with titanium bolts anyway. Okay. All right, so we want to leave the rod in there and pull out everything else. The fact that this just pulled out means that there was an issue anyway, because the whole thing should have come out. And now we'll just put this one in its place. Now I'm not going to put blue Loctite on these. Again, I'm probably going to replace these with titanium bolts. So there's no sense in locking them all in here, knowing I'm going to take them out eventually. What I'll do now is I'll get the plug that came with the unit and I'll put that in there just so we don't get any dust, debris, or anything else until we find a banjo bolt that will work. on to the next item. All right, guys, so next up on our list of to-dos are these. Ooh. These are my AEM carbon fiber brake and clutch levers. I've been lusting after these for a long time. They come complete with the slide pins, so we don't have to swap out the old ones. So let's get to it. New unit with our slide pin. Slide that in there like so. So 10 mil nut on the bottom. Probably shouldn't have done that, but the slave cylinder is not on. But let's move on over to the brake side. Process is the same. Move the 10 mil nut on the bottom, and then this on the top. Out you come. Again, we'll just clean this up a little bit. Grease the slide pin. Slide the pin in. Okay. And put the 10 mil nut on the bottom. Okay, levers are on and looking sexy as ever. On to the next thing. So this happens quite a bit with carbon fiber parts, but on the bottom fitting here, this hole is not quite wide enough to have this grommet slide in there. So I'm gonna have to grab a drill bit, just open that up just a little bit. Okay, so I drilled it out. There we go, and now all of these fits. So we are ready to install. Okay, carbon fiber done. On to the next thing. Now I know these covers are really finished panels and I should put them on last, but seeing I'm waiting for parts, why not? I don't have anything else better to do. Notice I'm not putting any Loctite on these because I'm gonna have to take these off again. No sense in wasting Loctite. Put them on for now so that they're not sitting around my garage waiting for someone to step on them and they get broken. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and done the other side, so these are all set. Let's move on to the next thing. Welcome back, guys. It's actually more than a day later than when you just saw me. I stepped away to do a couple of things, and then the wife asked me to do something, my mother asked me, my sister, and before you know it got really late and I got really busy, and now it's more than a day later. It's actually evening. My garage door is closed, but I did want to finish this up for part 6. I didn't want to publish part 6 without getting this done. So what we're doing right now is we are installing my new rear sets. So these are my new AEM rear sets. I got these from Bellissimo, obviously. And they are really, really cool. I custom ordered them in this black. They come black, silver, titanium color, and all of these accent pieces come in red, blue, black, and a couple of other colors. So I opted for black with the red accents. They come with titanium fasteners. So I'm super excited to get these installed. But before we do that, I've already taken out the stock hardware, but we need to clean out the holes here. There's some red Loctite in there and probably some other stuff from rear sets that have been put on and uninstalled and reinstalled, so forth. So we're going to clean that out. So what I have over here is I have my tap and die set, and we're going to clean out, we're just going to ream out those holes a little bit so that they're all clean, so we have a nice clean surface for our new hardware. So I am going to grab the thread size here is 8 by 125. So I'm going to grab my 8 by 125 and I'm just going to run this through. Again, I'm not rethreading, I just want to clean them out. So you don't want to cross thread this, although these will cut new threads, but you want to try not to cross thread this. So I'm just going to run this in here and then I'll bring you guys in. So I'm just going to run this in here just to clean out these threads. And I'll do the same thing on the top. Again, we want to make sure that they thread properly. We don't want to cut new threads. So I've already gone ahead and cleaned out the mounting locations on the other side as well, and blew those out with air. And as you can see, there's bikes all around me, unlike when you were last viewing this video. Again, it's a day and a half later, and I don't feel like moving everything. So there's not enough room over there for me to work and film. So we're just going to do the gear selector side. So I'm going to take my my nice titanium fasteners that came with the rear sets. I'm going to grab some red Loctite. Put some on here. There we go. So I don't have enough room again to film and work on the other side, so I'm just going to go over there and real quick and install the other side, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, welcome back. I got the other side all installed. I did have to go back and put in the spacers, so I did that off camera. I didn't feel like reshooting the whole segment again, but I did put the spacers in here. That way the bolt won't protrude back and hit the chain on the other side. So our AEM factory rear sets are all installed, and that is it for episode number 6 of my Wreck Bike Rebuild video series, sponsored by Bellissimoto. Special thanks to Bellissimoto for getting me these AEM factory rear sets quicker than expected. I actually thought wasn't expecting them for another couple of weeks. But before we wrap up, I have one last thing I want to show you guys, and I need to take you off the tripod to do that. So over here, I was able to score for next to nothing some carbon fiber body panels. So I have the left and right side panels in the belly pan, and thrown in is this front upper, which is just it's stock, it's not carbon fiber. And I got another dash. There's another dash over there on my, right there, another dash over there on my tool chest. So now I went from not having any working dashes to now having 3 dashes. But anyway, I want to share this with you guys because, I got these for next to nothing. And if you look closely, you'll see why I got them for next to nothing. This is pretty much through the carbon fiber here. It's through the clear coat here. And there's scratches all on the carbon fiber. But however, I'm not overly concerned with those because 1, these areas can be patched. And 2, I have no intention of leaving the entire bike raw carbon fiber. So I'm going to clean these up, patch the damaged areas, and get them ready for paint. And then I'm going to have my painter obviously paint all of the body parts, but we'll leave a hint of carbon fiber showing through, not all carbon fiber. So again, I got these for next to nothing. I won't tell you what I got them for because I really stole them. And again, they threw in this stock upper, which has a really bad paint job. It clearly used to be red and looks like it was spray painted with a rattle can black. And I got a working dash. So really excited about that. But that's enough for today. Let's wrap this up, shall we? All right, guys, that is a wrap for part 6 of my Wreck Bike Rebuild video series sponsored by Bellissimoto. Again, special thanks to Bellissimoto for the AEM factory rear sets and all of the accessories that I'm putting on this bike. Again, guys, if you haven't been out there to their website, bellissimoto.com, go and check them out. Or give them a call. Randy, Lyle, the rest of the gang, they're fantastic. Whether you need parts or you just have questions, they're more than willing to help you out. And if you're in the Las Vegas area, be sure to stop by the showroom. Tell Randy and Lyle I sent you. And they'll take care of you. Trust me, they're a fantastic group of guys, and they got plenty of stuff to make your European motorcycle look fantastic. But that, again, that's a wrap for this episode. You guys know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment, or smash it. But until part 7, I am Derrick, Superbike Life. Until next time, guys, take care.